Good evening, and welcome, guys, to the Uncensored podcast, episode 3. We're finally back. It's been how many months is it? I think 3 or 4 months since we had our last one, and yeah, still got the same guy with me, Mame Niang. How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm good, my brother. All good, thanks.
No, awesome stuff, man. I mean, there's a lot to discuss. I mean, we were just before we got on now live. We're talking about the movements that were happening in the PSL.
Yeah,
So, all obviously this uncensored podcast, it's all about everything, all things football. We're gonna touch on sensitive subjects,
yeah,
and there's no holding back as we always do. We don't hold
yeah.
back. So yeah, man. I mean, we're now talking about the situation with Pizzo, man. I mean, uh, I still don't understand how they let him go. Um, I honestly don't know what Al Ahly was doing, but but hearing from the fans' perspective, I mean, the fans are also they didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
So like they're asking the board, why did you let this guy go, and what was the reasons behind it, and they still don't have an answer to that. And so now Al Ahly now looks like a team that's weird now. Now they have to like try and go back. They're either contemplating whether they should go back for Pizzo or hold on to their pride and then try and find another manager. But who are you gonna go after now? I mean, essentially, Pizzo is one of the best managers around in Africa. So
Mm.
I mean, it's a tough
It,
pick. How would you look at this though? How would you go on about it if you were the Al
no,
Ahly board?
I thought it was a strange. It was a strange. I don't. The bottom line is there's always two sides of the story. You people, you might not know. Maybe Pizzo was the one that wanted to leave. Maybe Al Ahly because if Pizzo was the one that wanted to leave, it's a different. But if Al
Mm,
Ahly was that wanted out, then it was a very strange
mm,
because no African team never World Cup and won the bronze
mm,
to the cup and won the bronze medal. Pizzo done it, and that's a huge thing, for an African coach
mm,
to actually do Al Ahly and take up that in the Club World Cup. That's a thing. So sometimes clubs make decisions so they themselves they know they made a mistake
mm,
because I mean the guy is doing well, you know. His team is sitting top 8 or top 5 in the log, always second
mm,
or top, and they've qualified in the Champions League final, the recent one. Which
mm, mm,
so for me, Pizzo has brought lot of success in that club, and which I think is very difficult club stability because most
mm,
Africans are stable enough. Either
mm,
they do well for a couple of years, and but from my point of view, I think it's maybe Pizzo's decision to leave because he wanted to try new things. That's what I think.
yeah,
Because I mean, who would fire a coach that takes the World Cup? Not many clubs will
yeah,
do that. Even
mm,
European clubs happy to have a coach that takes them to the Champions League. Look at the Premier League. Tottenham is Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal. They happy to be in the Champions League. That's
mm,
how big. It's a bigger stake. So it's a strange one. It's a
mm.
very only Pizzo can answer the question. Probably.
Yeah, no, I definitely. I think people will be lined up. Journalists will be lined up to try and get the full story behind him moving away.
Definitely.
Um, Yeah, and hopefully we get clarity on that issue because it still doesn't make sense to me at this point.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah, because now I feel like I remember I think they lost to Zamalek, I think, and then that's when that news and the whole bad PR came out that the Al Ahly board was not happy that they lost to their rivals, that sort of thing, and then it just spiraled out of control from there, and that's when the guy eventually I just saw the next minute he's gone,
Yeah.
he's work. So I mean, I think probably he's the one who decided to walk out because
Uh, I
knowing
I
people maybe.
I would think so also because I knowing Pizzo, he's
Mm,
the kind of that 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 like new challenges. He's probably looking for something bigger. You might
mm,
never know. You might never. There was rumors that there were Turkish teams that wanted him.
mm, mm,
There were rumors that there were Saudi Arabia teams that wanted him.
okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
how much truth is in rumors, but there's always, like I said, there's always a small percentage of the truth in. And Turkish league is getting bigger and bigger every year. You see Galatasaray
Mm,
players from PSG, you know. So it will be interesting to see Pizzo actually challenge himself in Europe. Play Europa Cup
mm,
first, maybe try to play in the Champions League. In Champions League, Champions League. So there was stories about people talking about Thomas Tuchel praising Pizzo's work for an African
mm,
club. That's a huge thing.
mm.
That's something fans should be proud of.
Yeah.
If one of your kids has done so well that the world coaches start recognizing it, that's something to cheer for.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. And I mean, moving away slightly from Pito, I'll come back to Pito a little bit later. But I mean, your old club, Super Sports. I mean, they just did two deals. I think it's two loan deals from apparently from Sundowns.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, Gavin Hunt is not messing about. He's trying to get as many players as he can. I think he said he's gonna target I think two more players. I don't before the window shuts. I'm not sure about that, but that's the last time I heard. So yeah, where do you think Super Sport is going this season? Uh,
you know, you
what's
know,
so far? Mm,
I've got the privilege to play with South Africa, two best coaches in South Africa. I played
mm,
under Gavin. For me, they are the best. Never mind what Mangoba and them done. They're
yeah,
not near Pitso and Gavin.
and Gavin Hunt. Yeah.
And knowing Gavin Hunt, he's gonna build a team that's gonna be competitive.
Mm,
Because I read in Soccer Laduma that he's complaining about some trying to play in any team in the PSL, but
mm,
that's you know.
yeah,
I saw already signed a player or two from Sundowns, something like that.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
he's
It's a,
he's a,
it's a 2 year,
he's a
two
smart guy.
year.
He's a
Yeah.
smart guy because those players are hungry and they want to prove
Mm,
Sundowns that you made a mistake.
mm,
So Gavin is going to bring them in. These people, they told you you are not good enough. I'm bringing you here. You got to show them that you're good enough. He's
mm,
gonna take players on loan there, and that's how Gavin is. He's a winner. He knows how to win,
mm,
and he knows how to motivate players, which is very important. Motivation, coaches that motivate players good they have man management skill,
mm,
and I think that's very important. So it's going to be interesting to see how Supersport is going to line up now.
mm.
I'm
I
looking
mean,
forward to that.
yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know how Chiefs wasted him, to be honest. But then I understand it's the structure, man. I've
Yeah,
always been against the poor structure. Any manager's gonna feel that structure.
yeah,
So I don't think people should have read too much into him not doing well at Chiefs. As opposed to him being a bad manager, because we all know at Chiefs, man. I mean, pretty much when you walk into that at that club, like it's things are not right.
yeah,
So I mean, Arthur's one, I think, to be honest, um Chiefs have saw their ways. Like basically, they've seen that they've mismanaged everything so far. So
yeah,
they're trying to with Arthur Zwani, they tried this approach where they're gonna try and let them back the manager and let the manager make more better decisions, or have more power in making decisions.
yeah,
And so I mean, it was just a shame that Kevin Hunt actually came at the wrong time. I preferably would have liked him to come during this time. I wish he had came this time where Arthur Zwani is given everything.
yeah, yeah,
So but it's football, I guess, at the end of the day. And but I think he'll do well, obviously, at Supersport. Those long deals are actually smart because
that's smart.
you're getting players. Yeah, you're getting players who are motivated.
Yeah,
You're not getting players who are coming on holiday.
mm,
So I think Kevin Hunt has always been smart in that aspect, where he identifies and knows which kind of players fit his mentality and his style of play and his ethos. So these young boys that he just got now, they've always constantly been sent on loan. You know, one of them was at Swallows last season.
mm,
I think yeah, it was Majman.
okay.
Majman was at Swallows last season
Yeah,
on loan, and Sibanyoni was at University of Victoria. So they've been sent out again on loan. So this time both of them are at Super Sport. So I think they will be gunning for to show Sundowns what they're missing. So I mean, it's very
yeah,
smart deals. I mean, I'm still shocked that other clubs haven't looked at these boys because they actually did well.
mm,
Respectfully at their clubs, they actually did well. So
yeah.
we'll
What
see.
I
But I still, yeah,
what I saw at Chiefs is actually quite good because I feel like the reason why Chiefs didn't perform in South Africa, they have this kind of name.
mm,
I
mm,
don't think Kune Chiefs should really. There's players been there for so long.
yeah,
Kune is not the guy that he used to be. You know
mm,
this Akpe, you must let them go. Let them go. Get new blood. Sign some new blood. You know. I think
yeah,
what
yeah,
Atas it was actually very good. Some players you just release them.
mm,
You know, it's always good to keep some experienced players in the team. Always important because you can't have a young team. Everybody young,
yeah,
you're gonna have no brain. You understand? Everybody old, you're gonna
yeah.
have brain, no energy.
No legs.
So so so
Yeah.
that's always mixed teams. You need brains and you need legs.
Mm,
Especially certain positions. Certain positions you need legs. You know, and
mm,
and coming back to Gavin, knowing Gavin has been the one of the coach in South Africa. Any player, all the players, teams are scared to sign. Back in the days, those troublemakers, your Jabupule, your Zongo, those ones who
mm,
used to fight in air. Gavin Hunt
yeah.
would sign. Gavin Hunt was that's brave enough to sign them. He would because Gavin always have this. He's got something in him that's always gives the player. a little bit of edge when it comes to performing. You know, these players are troublemakers. They can,
mm,
so he would set them around players that are very honest, very serious, that try to change their mentality. Some don't change, others do change. Actually,
yeah.
that's something Gavin is good at. Sign
Mm,
players. Nobody think of this one. If I sign him, Gavin will sign them because he's brave. He can handle those egos. He's got
yeah.
half that went through Gavin Hunt with big egos. So many of them. Just look back in the days. Just look all these people that went Lapo, Onyang,
Yeah.
Mahuta. All these players played under Gavin. All of them.
Mm,
Teko Modi say all of them. All the most they went to Gavin Hunt. And these are players with huge egos. But he managed to put them down to earth and build a winning team. That's
mm,
what Gavin did that, you know?
yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
important. I feel like
Mm,
Chiefs should do the same. Some of these players that you feel they're comfortable in the club, they think this is their club, this is their home.
mm,
You gotta release them. Let them go.
mm.
Another air. I see you see already he signed Parker, Gavin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch
Yeah.
now.
So, eh,
Watch now. You're gonna see Parker is gonna look like a different person.
mm,
Because Kevin is gonna set up a team that's built around that. He always have a striker, Kevin. His team always have one player that knows the league,
mm,
and he's gonna build the team around that player. He's gonna get fresh legs, players that can run for him. Parker is gonna just need to stay in the box and finish.
mm.
That's what Kevin is good at.
Yeah. It's just said that he never got to get rid of players. He never had the opportunity where he got rid of players. Chiefs was just didn't want to spend money.
Yeah,
Um,
never want to
there
spend.
and yeah, and there was player power, and these sort of things. Players were down tooling. They didn't want to run anymore. They didn't want to perform. So it's just sad that he didn't have that power at Chiefs. That he's given right now at SuperSport and what he's trying to do. Because if
Mm,
you give him the kind of power that you know, that he got in almost every club where you are successful. I think Chiefs would have been good because right now, essentially, all these players that fans were complaining about and saying, what, um, these players are literally throwing the managers under the bus. It's not just him. It's a lot. It's the managers even before he came here.
mm,
So they're gone now. They're leaving.
yeah,
They were all got rid of. Your Castro, your Samir, Nurkovic, your Kambule. You know what I'm saying? They're all gone.
yeah,
So it's weird. It's weird. You're doing this 1 year, 2 years later after getting rid of a good manager.
yeah,
For me, you see, this is why I was complaining. This is why I told you guys last season. I was like, I'm not really invested in what Chiefs were doing because you could see that these guys don't know what they were doing.
mm. No, but
It's only now that it catches up that they're now starting to do the right things. They're now starting to see, oh, this is the problem, this is that. But then it's 1 year, 2 years later, the damage is already done.
yeah, but you must know, you must
You know,
understand also, the reason why they didn't do it, even because they just gave the players contract.
mm,
Now Chiefs knowing Chiefs, they don't wanna spend money. If you really have to pay them back, pay
yeah,
them the money.
mm,
So for Chiefs to release those players so early when Gavin came, they're gonna have to pay. That's going to be a lot of money spent. So they waited 3 years after
Mm.
when the contract is about and it's going to expire. Easy to release a player when it's
Mm.
yes. So that's what they did. But it's if it was sometimes can release any player anytime they want. Pay them the money
Yeah.
because they have
Hey.
that capacity, have that money. But
Yeah.
Chiefs doesn't have Sundowns money, and Chiefs
Mm.
they are not a team that's gonna sign a player gonna spend 35 million to sign a player. Chiefs is not gonna do that. Chiefs don't do that. Chiefs
Yeah.
they rather sign players that are free agent and players they will pay maybe less than 5 million for players.
Hey. Yeah. No. Hey. Chiefs are cheap, man. I mean, we've known that for the longest time that they're
No,
very
Chiefs
reluctant in spending money.
they
You
don't
know,
want to.
so
They're stingy. Chiefs is a stingy
yeah.
club.
So it's a problem, man. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see how Arthur Zoni does. But hey, at least they backed him, man. You know, it's not like they didn't back. They brought in 8 players. They're trying to bring in 2 more apparently. Before the window shuts. So we'll see how that does.
And the
You
players
know,
they brought are hungry players. They are players that want to.
yeah.
So it will be interesting to see. I'm
Mm,
actually excited how they're gonna do. How well they're gonna do.
yeah.
I see they signed
No,
one
it's
of my
okay.
they signed my boy
Yeah.
I was with,
I think I think
Dylan.
it's Kevin Hunt, the Kevin Hunt influence, to be honest, in Arthur's one that's signing this type of players. I think it's the
Yeah,
Kevin Hunt.
yeah. I see he likes the Gavin always likes quick wingers. You
Mm,
know those wingers that are that they go down the line. They bring they like, and I see they signed Dylan Solomon, and Dylan Solomon is that type of player.
mm,
He's very explosive. He's quick, and he's you know he works hard work. And I think
yeah.
for Chiefs to be like that, to be dominant, and again, they need to sign
Mm,
players that are willing to work for the team. That's what they
mm.
need. And yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see. It's gonna be very exciting to
Hey,
see. As
mm,
Cape Town City has done well last season. It's,
yeah.
it's one is one team I also think they can emerge to be one of the big
Mm,
top 4 or 3. You know,
mm.
so it's I don't know how Pirates done. I see also they have released Jal, which is also good. Which is also good. Some players need to go. They've been in this when as a footballer when you're in one club too long. That's
Mm,
why I tell Parker is going to do well at Super. When you're in one club for too long, you feel so comfortable that your motivation level doesn't get as high as when you get a new challenge.
mm.
Because when you get a new challenge, you it's like you challenge yourself. You want to
Yeah.
challenge in your performances. It's
Mm,
the same story with Sadio Mane and Liverpool. It's the same because
mm,
Sadio. The reason why he wanted to leave, he didn't feel that motivation anymore. Even though he was still doing well, he felt like going to another club would raise his motivation even in a bigger level.
mm.
And and I think that sometimes it's important. You know, you find you
Yeah.
find you find one player, one club, not often. Actually, not in Africa. You don't find that mostly. You find it's very few
Yeah.
in Europe. In Europe, you find it often, and It
Mm,
happened one in every country. It's happened once in every club. It's like your Iniesta, your Totti. One club player. They've started their youth development there. They finish their career there. Those are the players
Yeah.
that they are few. They are very few.
Eish.
So you always need new challenges. You always need new challenges, and you will see Happy Jelly is going to go to another. He's going to be different. He's going to look different. It's going to look different.
Mm.
That's how I felt after being at Supersport for 3 years. I felt
Mm.
like, because me, I never wanted to play for a club for 5 years. I never wanted that,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
I saw with your
in my
movements.
in my career, I always wanted new challenges. I always wanted to test
Mm.
myself. When once I start getting comfortable, I'm not gonna perform. I wanted to be challenged. That's why
Mm.
I went from Swallows to Bundesliga, from Bundesliga to Norway. I came back to South Africa, Super Sport. I wanted to challenge it.
Mm.
From Super Sport, I wanted something bigger. I got Sundowns. I wanted something bigger. I went to Europe again. I always wanted to
Yeah.
challenge my. That's some players are more comfortable in one and earning money and playing for that every year in year out, because
Mm.
they're scared for new challenges. There are
Mm.
many people are scared for new challenges. Me, I'm not. So that's that. They are like, it's like Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, same,
Mm.
doesn't stay in one club for so long. I think the longest he
Mm.
stays Ajax. That's where he was formed. After Ajax, he goes play for one club. Years gone, another club next,
Mm.
because he's not afraid of challenges. As a footballer, you should never be afraid of challenges. That's how you improve as a footballer.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, man. You explained it better there. You summarized everything. And obviously, I'm gonna slightly divert away from the PSL. There's a topic that is eating everyone right now, and it's the one at Barcelona. FC Barcelona are moving shady at the moment, and
Yeah,
people are wondering what is happening there, man. Because
they they they're building a winning team again.
yeah,
They're building a winning team. It's gonna be. Barcelona is always attacking.
mm,
If you see properly, he has signed three top
mm,
attacking players. He brought Rafinha,
mm,
he brought Lewandowski. Then obviously they resigned Dembele. Dembele, yeah, it's new signing,
yeah,
and they have another top three that can play,
mm.
with Asufatu, Aubameyang, and this other guy. What's his name again? Who did I forget again? Yeah. Anyway,
Manifest.
they have they
Yeah,
have they have two top three that are good enough to terrorize any defenders.
mm,
And knowing Barcelona, they always, when Barcelona
mm,
was at their best, they was on the bench. Whoever being off the bench can win you the game. And you can already see Xavi's philosophy. He's trying to build
mm.
the he was in.
Yeah,
He's, that's what he's trying to do, because he kept the core of the team. The midfielders are always coming from Barcelona. If you see, he's got Pedri and this other boy Gabi,
come,
and he's
yeah,
got Busquets. All three
mm,
come from Barca. Back in the day, it was Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi, if you
mm,
remember, because those are the one that makes the team.
Mm.
Then you remember, if you remember well, back in the days, they have Cherry Am, who was a foreign. They have Samuel Eto'o, who was a foreign player. They have
Yeah.
Ronaldinho, who was a player.
It's also
They have
correct.
Messi,
Yeah.
and those are the goal scorers. Those are the score goals.
Mm.
And in that group, only Messi came from the Barca academy. Everybody else come from the another league. If
Yeah.
you if you look at the current team, Lewandowski, another league, foreign.
Mm.
Aubameyang, another league, foreign.
Mm.
Dembele, another league, foreign.
Another league. Yeah.
So that's what you can see. What the picture is trying to draw. He's trying he's trying to get the same team as the team he played in. Because
Yeah.
let's face it, that's the best team we have seen in the last 3 decades. That Barca team, the way they played, I any
Mm.
team that. Even not even Manchester City.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it's going to be challenging. It's not going to be
Damn.
it's not going to be walk in the park because Real Madrid has strengthened their team, and and they have experienced coach. Their manager knows how to win. You know, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
What's your take on the debt that they're under apparently, and they're under 1.3 or 1.4 billion euros in debt,
You
and
see,
they haven't apparently now the problem now with this Frankie De Jong situation. If he doesn't leave, then they can't register the players that they sign to
yeah,
play competitive La Liga games. So I don't know what's your take on that, because it's frustrating. I'm personally frustrated as a Man United fan, because the player that we're supposed to sign is now at the club because they owe him money. He doesn't want to leave because the club owes him money from the wages that um he took a pay cut during COVID, after the COVID you know disaster and stuff. So like he's obviously waiting. They owe him apparently about 17 million. So I don't know. Like the guy doesn't want to move because they owe him money, and then it's like the club at the same time wants the guy to go. So
yeah.
what is the situation as a player? Because um you would understand this better. What would you do honestly if that was the case with the club?
No, you see the challenge with Frankie De Jong
Yeah.
is Frankie De Jong. Frankie De Jong doesn't want to play.
Mm,
De Jong want to play for a team.
mm,
He wants to play. He likes basketball because he feels like that's the type of football that suits.
yeah.
But if a club is sure that you're not you're not part of the, the starting 11, and they're telling you to take out or pay for 30% of your pay. That should
Mm,
tell you that should tell you everything. That's the reason why Frank.
mm,
You know what? Manchester United wants you. Barca doesn't want you. Clearly, how many teams would love to get Frank? How many big
mm,
teams? Chelsea would love to have Frankie De Jong. Arsenal would love to have Frankie De Jong. PSG would
mm,
love to. Yes, those are big teams. You know, speak
yeah.
to your agents. Listen, but clearly Barca doesn't want me to go to Chelsea. You're gonna probably get the same salary,
Yeah.
and you're gonna play this league. What's the job of your agent? Come call your agent, speak to him, and say to him, listen. offer me to Chelsea. Look at Ronaldo's agent.
Yeah, Mendes doesn't play.
He doesn't play. He put oh, every single club that plays Champions League.
Mm,
He put his name to Bayern. He put his name Atletico Madrid, Chelsea. He put his name
mm,
everywhere. Everywhere. If Frankie De Jong has an agent that's as good as Mendes, he will have a club that he wants, and he won't doesn't have to go down salary.
mm.
You know, you, across Europe, there are so many clubs that has money, lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, so
Mm,
Barca is a club. Barca, Real Madrid, they traditional clubs. It's not like they a billionaire from Qatar or the Arab that just throw money into the club.
mm,
It's a traditional club owned by the. It's owned by in a way. You know, and those clubs they don't
mm.
sell their club. Either. If they have money
Yeah.
problem, they will solve it by winning. That's the only way.
Mm,
Winning titles would bring back money for. But now Barca, I don't think Barca want to sign more. Barca is set now. They ready. But if they could offload, if they could sell Frankie, De Jong, they would get money out of that. That could boost some of their debt.
mhm.
You understand? He's still a young player. He's a good player. If they sell him to Manchester United, Manchester United is willing to 55 million pounds, or 85 million euros.
Yeah.
So Chelsea could have paid more. I'm pretty sure Chelsea can pay more than that.
Yeah.
So
But I
if
think
how
I think the relationship with Chelsea though has is not good at the moment because obviously um Barca I think have like hijacked two deals I think from Chelsea. So
Joe is killing my team, I've
so I think Chelsea
I've been
I
so
think Chelsea are not fond of Barcelona at the moment. In terms of
oh,
doing deals, I think if clubs are smart, the from a Man United fans point of view, if I'm Man United now and you know Barca still playing games with the Frankie De Jong thing, I go for alternatives. I'll go for
yeah
alternatives rather because you know and you know what you do like you go for alternatives, but you don't let them know. You only let them know when it's like deep down in August or whatever. That's when
yeah
you let them know that nah, guys, we know it's fine. You guys can keep him for one more season or whatever. Because now the
yeah
thing is, Barca are playing a very dangerous game here. They're
yeah
trying to get Man United to pay the Frankie De Jong fee as
yeah
well as pay for the wages that they owe him at the same
yeah
time. That's what they're trying to do. Man United don't want to do it. It's clear that they don't
yeah
want to do it. So, in a situation like this, you leave for alternatives. Barca can't register players if they don't get rid of Frankie De Jong. His wages are the ones that are actually that have stopped Lewandowski, as well as Kunde now, who has just joined, and Kunde could have joined Chelsea. So,
yeah
so they stopped Kunde, Lewandowski,
and they took
Kessie,
one of our defenders.
and they took Christensen,
Yeah.
Christensen as well.
So I
So
don't get what Barca what's the problem with Barca in my team now.
no, they definitely don't like Chelsea as well. I think
But you
because you
but you
guys have
see but you see I feel like Chelsea doesn't have a bad team.
yeah,
Because they already got Koulibaly, who's the best, is one of the top defenders now in Europe. If
mm,
Chelsea can get if Chelsea can get one more centre back, eh?
yeah, I think they'll be good. Yeah, I
and
think they'll be good.
and they can get one more midfielder and one striker. I think
Mm,
the team is set. They just need to get one number 9, one goal
mm,
scorer, and they get one midfielder and one centre back. Done. I think if they manage to do that, I think Chelsea will challenge. But the challenge with Chelsea now is the owner of Chelsea doesn't know football
Hey, that's the problem.
because he already comes to the club. You can't come to the club and you. Do you see the lady that was in charge of Chelsea transfer? She's been recognized in England for one of the best negotiators. She's been almost every player Chelsea signed, Chelsea sold them with more millions, with more
Yeah.
sold them more, and clubs paid more.
Yeah.
They signed Oscar for 30 million, 35 million. They sold Oscar for 60 million. They signed Morata for 35, 50 million. They sold Morata for 60 million. You know, Chelsea, that woman, that lady was one of the best in making deals.
Yeah.
What
No,
what
Maria was
does
good at it.
what does this
She
guy
was good at
what does this guy do? He comes first thing he does, he fire that lady.
it.
What I mean, this is the team that's been winning. It's not like the team hasn't won. Chelsea played 2 cup finals last season. They won the
That's the
Champions
problem.
League. They won the Champions League the previous season. You can't just come and shamble shuffle the whole team. What's that? You fire Better Check, you fire that lady. Now you start making the deals. Obviously, when you don't know football, when it's not your domain, let people that knows the domain do their job. No wonder why those players chose Barca. No wonder, because he doesn't know football.
Yeah.
He's going
Because
there with his. He's
usually
going
those
there.
players would have ended up at Chelsea, to be honest.
Yeah,
So
they would choose Chelsea. I mean, I can understand Rafinha's story, but Jules Koundé has been linked with Chelsea since last year.
yeah.
He's been wanting to come to Chelsea. Now this guy comes there with his baseball talks. Jules Koundé is joining Barca now. I'm so pissed.
Yeah, no,
No,
you see the thing is with American ownerships, guys, this is what you expect. We know this firsthand.
no, no, they
Because
clueless,
we,
man.
we we're dealing with our own bro. We're also dealing with the same thing because they came in and then they make sure that they hired people who know nothing about their jobs. So they basically put bankers in football in making footballing decisions. Where do you think you're gonna end up when you're doing that?
Yeah,
You
you're not gonna.
understand?
But but
Exactly.
but I trust the process Ten Hag is doing, because you can see already Manchester United has a DNA. You can
Yeah.
see how they wanna play. It shows. They I don't think they need to sign more centre backs. That Martinez is a good centre back.
Yeah.
They must just find the right person. If Maguire fixes his head and forget about all this negative thinking and play the game, defend, Manchester
Mm.
United will be just fine. But they need to sign. Manchester United need to sign one number 9,
Yeah, we don't
because
have one.
I don't know. I don't. I as well they did in the preseason. I don't trust Martial's fitness and Rashford's fitness. Those
Mm.
ones they're gonna get injured. Those two, one of them is gonna get injured. Mark my word.
Mm.
They're not consistent. They're not strong enough.
Mm.
They need to find before the window closes. There's 30 days, 35, 3 days left. You gotta find a striker. There's strikers in Europe. Find one. Just find one.
We'll see, man. Because these guys don't want to spend money, bro. This
No,
is why
Manchester United can spend money. Manchester United is one club that's not shy to spend money.
we'll see. Because the reason why I feel like we took long with transfer dealings is because these guys were hankering over prices, and they can't do more than one deal at a time. That's another problem I have with this club. Like I've
Yeah.
never seen them do two deals at the same time or three deals at the same time. It's usually one, and then it's another one whenever, and then it's another one whenever. Like
At least,
they have
at
to,
least, at least they managed to sign. They managed to sign a creative midfielder, somebody that can create. Ericsson
yeah,
can create, but they need one more.
yeah.
They need one more.
Now I'm actually glad that Ronaldo he was throwing fits and he wants to leave because now it forces them to go into the window because apparently they had no plans of signing another forward if
They must
Ronaldo
sign.
was staying.
They
So
must sign another forward.
yeah, so this thing that Ronaldo I think is gonna leave. That's kind of obvious.
I don't know. I
Um,
don't know. I don't know why did they wanna release Cavani?
I mean Cavani was the one who wanted to leave.
Yeah,
Apparently, he
Cavani
said,
wanted to leave. Okay, because Cavani,
yeah,
I feel like Cavani is the type of guy you're gonna keep fit. Then you can have those youngsters because
yeah.
Cavani is gonna give you some goals. Cavani's movements, my friend. Sure. But it's funny, but nowadays Europe is lacking number nines.
Yeah, it's very scarce at the moment.
It's
I'm shocked.
scarce. If you look properly, take the two best teams. The four teams that has I would say five that has proper
Mm,
number nines. It's Real Madrid, it's Barcelona,
mm,
it's Manchester City, Liverpool,
mhm.
and it's Inter Milan. If you check closely, those are the ones that has proper number nines.
Papa number nine. Yeah, that's very true.
Because Inter Milan has two, Lukaku and Lautaro Martinez. Those are number nines. They will
Hmm.
score goals. You know, Barcelona have Aubameyang that can score. They have Lewandowski that can score goals. Bayern doesn't
Mm,
have a number nine. Dortmund lost their number nine because of
mm,
thingy. City has Holland and Liverpool
mhm.
has Nunes. All the other teams don't have a proper number nine. All of them.
Yeah, we in trouble, bro. We in trouble at
No,
this point.
there's no. You don't find number nines anymore because people has changed football. Guardiola
Yeah, the
has
style of
changed
football
football.
has changed completely. Yeah, everything has changed.
This is all Guardiola's fault. This is all Guardiola's fault. There's no number nine anymore.
Mm.
It's like, where do you find number nines these days? Who score goals? Who's gonna score goals?
No, you see nowadays, I think this is why managers are attributing to the team contributing
Yeah.
towards the to scoring goals because you're not gonna get one person who's gonna score you know
No,
um many goals.
that's how
So
much that's how much football has changed.
yeah,
But
and I think that
there are still coaches out there that believe in the number nine.
mm,
That man is important, my friend.
yeah.
Me, I'm not gonna coach a team without a number nine. No chance. Number nine, I need to
Yeah.
have a number nine in my team.
So you're not gonna do the false nine thing and then
No, no chance. No chance. Give me your Benzemas. Give me your Benzemas. Give me your Olands. I want those ones.
mm,
Those ones are number nine. They will score goals for you.
mm.
Or young Ronaldo. Or the old Ronaldo. That's the number nine.
Yeah. I
If
mean, there's this kid called Sheshko. I mean, he scored in the preseason game against Liverpool. He plays for Salzburg. So he's kind of like his style of play is sort of like Haaland's, sort of, he's
Oh yeah,
quick, he's powerful.
the boy from Ajax, you mean?
Nah, he's at Salzburg. He's at Salzburg.
Salzburg.
He's 18. Yeah,
He's
he's 8.
80.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's 18 years old. Yeah. maybe you should check him out and see
I'll
if
check
you
him
think
out.
he's got, yeah,
I'll
and
check
see
him out.
if you think yeah,
Salzburg,
Salzburg.
Salzburg always find the number. So always find the player.
They've got a good recruiting system. No,
Yo, I don't know who does the recruitment. He's a smart person.
mm,
They've been doing well in recruiting. I have to
mm.
agree with you. They've been doing very
So
well.
it's these Red Bull sponsored teams. They have this thing of,
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
they're doing very well.
Yeah.
It's the company that is a big company.
Mm,
Both teams are very stable. The Red Bull
mm,
teams, they're very stable. They're doing
mm.
well. I
Yeah.
like how they do things
Mm.
because if you see back in the days, how many number nine do we have? Inzaghi, you
It
know,
was a lot. Mm.
Batistuta, Montella, you know, every team
Yes, yes.
very sure. Every team, almost every team you go has a number nine.
Everything had a
Jibril
number nine.
Cisse, Thierry Henry, Van Nistelrooy. How many number nines were in the world? If you just look at Manchester United at one stage they had four top number nines.
Mm.
They have Cole, they have York, they have Sheringham, they had Solskjaer.
So try as well. Yeah.
Goal scorers, all of them goal scorers. But how many goals those guys used to clock per season? Yeah,
Mm.
club top club top scorer will have over 30 goals.
Yeah.
Now football has changed so much that the wingers are scoring more goals than the number nine.
Yeah, I agree. It's this thing. It's this whole thing of I think it's the whole role of the inverted wingers and sort of thing. The inverted
Yeah.
wingers are now sort of like strikers.
Now the number nine is playing like a number 10. He must come off, play, and the wingers are the closest one to the goal. Number nine is like a
Mm.
number 10 now.
Yeah, pretty much.
No.
They've been relegated. They've been relegated to playmakers now.
You see? So
So
no.
ish.
Yeah, but
No,
it
but
will be
then
interesting.
look at Pep. Look at Pep with now wanting Haaland. I mean,
Yeah,
clearly he
you
knows the
know, you know,
importance of a number nine.
you know, Pep Guardiola is a smart guy.
Mm,
Pep is very smart. He brought this whole number nine problems of without number nine problems. Now everybody is thinking, oh, now we must adapt like that. People are going
mm,
for the way he's playing. He brings back what people were supposed to play. He brings it all
yeah,
on. A typical number nine.
yeah.
You know, it's like he's messing people's head in a way. Yes, yes. But it will be interesting to see how City is gonna line up. But Orlando already is hit the ground running.
Yeah.
That I listen to the Sky Sports because me I listen to a lot of Sky Sports news, and I
Hmm.
listened to Phil Foden talking about Orlando, and he's saying this guy looks scary in front of goals.
Mm,
He said the way he attacks the box, the defenders are even scared to block him because he's a powerful player.
mm.
And that's for me that's gonna play a huge role in Manchester City's success because
Yeah, no, definitely.
those wingers they will bring the ball in the box. They will feed him. They will feed him.
Hey, yeah, this is what I was afraid of. I was afraid of that guy joining Man
No,
City.
they will feed him. He will score goals. That one, he's a goal scorer.
Mm,
You must see Norway national team. They top of the group in the Nations League.
yeah.
I think they scored around 8 goals or something. He probably scored 6 of them.
Mm,
Is like they can't mark him. Defenders are scared of him.
Yeah, it's too big.
You know,
It's big and thick as well.
If Holland comes to the olden days where you face your Maldini, your Cannavaro, your Thuram, your Desai, those defenders they would go through his body.
Mm.
But modern defenders, you have Lindelof. They are small. They're small.
You have to pick Lindelof.
They're small. Holland is gonna eat those ones.
Mm.
You know, defender. For me as a center back, you need to have a structure. At least one of them has to be big. At least
Mm. Mm.
you can't have two center backs that are they're very good on the ball. None of them can defend.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't like that. For me as a
Yeah, no.
defender, you should be able to defend first. Your job is to defend first. Anything else is an extra. Defend first. Now they bring all these stories. Defenders must be good on the ball, must start the
Yeah,
play.
I
They
never
even
really.
they even forgetting about their defenders.
Hey,
Defenders
defending
are
as an art, defending
it's
as
an
an art is died. It's
it's an
also
art.
died.
It's an art,
Mm.
my friend.
Mm.
Why do you think Italy won the Euros?
It's still through the defending, bro.
They're
Like
not
they
they're
never
not the
score.
they're not the best team. Italy wasn't the best team. They didn't play the best football,
Yeah.
but they won.
Mm.
And you will see. I'm telling you now. During the World Cup, the team that has the best defense would win the World Cup.
Yeah.
Not the team
Yeah.
that
The team that
scored the most
concedes
goals.
the
Not
less.
the team that scored the most goals. The team that has the best defense. Which
Yeah.
team won the AFCON? The last AFCON. Which team won the last AFCON? Senegal. They
And
conceded two goals. They
yeah.
conceded 2 goals the
The
whole
team.
tournament.
Yeah. Mm.
Defense. You win. Defend. It's an old say. Strikers win you games. Defenders win you titles. Simple.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I like used to say it as well. So, hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah, no, that's true because now the way the game has changed and some sort like developed, you know, you they no longer focus on the defending, everyone is doing the zonal mark. I never understood this whole zonal marking thing, to be honest, because players marking space make them like kind of lazy to kind of track their men. It's just them being there. Essentially,
No,
they just, you know what I'm saying. So
there's there's no problem changing how people play football. There's no problem changing how the way football should be played. But the basics of football should never be forgotten.
yeah,
Should never.
no man, my guy. No, thank you again, once again, for joining me.
No
I
problem.
can see both of us are tired. I almost fell asleep.
No problem, man. That was a good one.
Yes, man. Once again, yeah, man. I mean, it was a good way to chat and put our views out. But yeah,
Yeah.
predictions. I want to hear your predictions. Season's about to start. Let's start with the English Premier League.
I still think
Who
the
do you
two.
think?
I still think Liverpool and Manchester City are the team to catch. I think the
Mm,
the, the, the league the champion will come from those two. I still
mm,
believe so.
mm,
And the top four is going to be challenging because Arsenal has gone better.
mhm.
I'm worried about Chelsea, but you never know in the Premier League. I think
Yeah.
United is going to get better, and Tottenham especially they're gonna challenge.
Mm,
Tottenham is gonna be dangerous,
definitely, definitely.
definitely.
PSL.
Yes,
Sundowns.
Sundowns will win. Sundowns will win again. It's gonna be
Yeah, man,
they're
they
gonna have
broke now.
they're gonna have more hiccups.
Mm,
They're gonna have more hiccups in this year because teams are starting to get frustrated and stuff. They're gonna have more. They're gonna lose more games, but they will win.
mm,
Eventually, they will win.
mm.
It's gonna take two seasons more to see another team win.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And
Uh,
even that it's required a Pizzo or a Gavin getting a team, a proper team.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think Super Sport will do well this season.
No, they will do well. Gavin will do well. Gavin always does well.
Def- definitely, definitely. This is what they brought him here for. So,
Yeah.
I definitely do well from their past seasons. But yeah, man. Great having you once again, man. Hopefully soon we do this again. You know, season's gonna be very long.
Yeah.
Manchester United is gone to Norway now. Apparently they're in Norway now.
Who?
So uh, Manchester United.
Yeah. They're coming. Yeah, they're coming to Norway. I wanted to take him to see Ronaldo because he's a Ronaldo fan, but unfortunately, Ronaldo is not coming.
Yeah, no, Ronaldo's letting fans down.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, yes.
Ronaldo is
So,
boring now.
but yeah, man. No, definitely, man. Take care of yourself, man.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
chat
do, man.
and we'll see how it
Thanks,
goes.
man. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, I mean, I was falling asleep half of the time. Thanks again to my guest, Mame Niang, for coming through. Um, uh, and yeah, I'm gonna end my stream right now. Sure, sure. Yeah. Ma.